Ever feel like there's something about you that just holds you back? A weakness you wish you could just erase. I want to tell you a story about a guy named Leo and how he turned his biggest flaw into his greatest weapon. From the time he was a kid, Leo was quiet. Not just shy, but deeply, profoundly quiet. In a world that rewards the loudest voice in the room, Leo felt invisible. Class participation was a nightmare. Job interviews were agonizing. He'd have brilliant ideas, but they'd get lost in his throat while someone else spoke up and took the credit. His quietness felt like a curse, a wall he couldn't break through. He saw it as his ultimate weakness. After college, Leo landed a junior role at a bustling marketing agency. It was everything he feared. Loud brainstorming sessions, aggressive pitches, and a culture of speak up or get left behind. He tried to change. He practiced power poses in the mirror, rehearsed speaking points, and even joined a public speaking club. But it felt fake, exhausting. He'd come home every night drained, feeling like a failure, convinced he wasn't cut out for success. He was on the verge of quitting, ready to accept a life lived in the shadows. One afternoon, his team was in a frantic meeting, trying to solve a huge problem for a major client. Everyone was shouting ideas, talking over each other, getting more and more agitated. The room was pure chaos. Leo, as usual, was silent, but he wasn't just sitting there. He was listening, really listening. While everyone else was focused on being heard, Leo was hearing everything. He heard the client's core frustration, which his colleagues had missed. He noticed the flaws in one proposed solution and the potential in another half-formed idea. He didn't shout, he didn't interrupt. He waited for a brief moment of silence, a tiny gap in the storm come. Then, in his usual calm, quiet voice, he said, "What if we've been looking at this all wrong?" The room fell silent. Everyone turned to him, surprised. Leo, using the information he'd quietly absorbed, laid out a simple, elegant solution that addressed the client's true need. It was brilliant. It wasn't loud, it wasn't aggressive, but it was incredibly powerful. That was Leo's turning point. He realized his quietness wasn't a weakness. It was a superpower. It gave him the unique ability to listen, to observe, and to see things that others, in their rush to speak, completely missed. He stopped trying to be the loudest person in the room and started leaning into his strengths. He became the company's best listener. He'd sit in on client meetings and hear the unspoken needs. He'd analyze internal debates and synthesize the best ideas. His quiet, thoughtful insights became more valuable than the loudest pitches. He didn't change who he was. He changed how he used it. He turned his perceived weakness into his undeniable weapon. So, what's the one thing you think is holding you back? Is it that you're too sensitive? too analytical, too quiet. Maybe you're not seeing it right. Maybe, like Leo, you just haven't found the right way to aim it. That perceived flaw might just be your greatest strength in disguise, waiting for you to recognize its power. Think about it. The world needs your unique perspective, whatever it may be. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, give it a like and subscribe for more. See you next time.